Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast Show, radio station Mike. Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on earth.
You've got mail.
Oh, I got mail. No, I don't. I don't get any mail. But you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Last place on earth here, Podcastro Valleymont. I said a bunch of things that made no sense to you whatsoever. I understand. But that's okay because the show's called Mike's Daily Podcast. I hit it. I hit the post. My name is Darlene Fish Dodo. Woo! Mike's Daily Podcast. No, seriously, there's a guy I know who has a school that he has kids at, and one of the teachers, believe it or not, that the teacher's name is Darlene Fish Dodo. That's the craziest name I've ever heard. Fishes are cool, though. Fishes is the wrong plural of fish, just so you know. Mike's Daily Podcast. So her name's Darlene. Her last name is Dodo, like the bird. Mike's the Dodo bird. Daily Podcast. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah! Darlene Fish Dodo. I like fish. Which leads me to my topic today, which is Brett Kavanaugh. No, I'm kidding. I'm not talking about Brett Kavanaugh anymore. I'm really done with it. There's nothing else to say. But there is stuff to say about what to expect with the new Google News. With the new Google News, you do not need to follow your saved topics and news sources again. You can find them all on the Favorites tab. Thank you for letting me know about that, Google. Look who walked in now at this time, Monty Python. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. Nilly. Hi, Nilly. I just heard. This is what happens. People walking on me. When you drink a smoothie that has a lot of blended berries in it and little seeds get in your throat as you're trying to talk into a podcast. Does that happen to you all the time? Whoa. Gone. Some other people walked in.
Hello, Mike. This Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
This show is zany as heck today.
I like the way you say that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit on the weird side.
What you talking about, fool?
Little bit that it's weird, Mr. T.
And here's today's podcast picture.
That was not Mr. T. Mr. T is not represented in any way. Mr. T is a copyright of MrT.com, Mr. T. I like tea. So, in some ways, I'm a Mr. T. No, I never drink tea. Monty Python. I was... Basil! Oh, Basil's still recuperating. He is doing a little better, though. Thank you for your prayers and thoughts. Thoughts and prayers. Horrible. Horrible expression. The worst expression ever, but thank you for caring, is what I'm saying. And for sharing. So, what was somebody else here?
Oh, Mike, I make the delicious root beer hash, and right now I'll cut you. Oh, boy. Ding.
Thank you. Darlene Fish Dodo. Darlene Fish Dodo. So we watched Monty Python yesterday, so that's maybe why I'm a little more zany than you. But yes, the most interesting thing, aside from the crazy skits they did, like the joke that it was so funny that people would die, and so they used it in World War II, and the Nazis were trying to tell the joke, and they got it wrong and tried to tell the British the joke, and it came out sounding like, what do you call a peanut that's been assaulted? That joke, however that goes. And I'm not a comedian, because I do not have that part of my brain that allows me to retain punchlines. I can just do I can do a pop line. Just kind of pop you in the nose with it. But that's all I got for today. No, it's not. I just wanted to say, aside from that Monty Python, the cartoons, if there is on Netflix now this Monty Python, the personal best, and each one of the people that was with Monty Python, except for Graham Chapman, who passed away many years ago now. But so Terry Gilliam, who went on to direct big movies, he is on there, and he's the one that did all the animation, all those crazy cartoons. So there's one episode of this show on Netflix where you can see every freaking cartoon he did. And after you sit through about 15 minutes of that, you're having you don't even need drugs. The surrealism abounds. It was just the craziest animation that he did. Like, it was like cutout art, but then he did these funky sound effects and just awesome. And we have to pay homage with this one little...
I'm French! Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
Actually, that is from the Holy Grail. They were pulling clips from the Monty Python's Flying Circus, which was a TV show they had on the air on the BBC. So somebody that I know who's rather skeptical about the new Doctor Who actually liked the new Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who. So I say we're having I say it's better to get along with Russia than not. I'm turning into Trump. How did I do that?
I say it's better to get along with Russia than not.
No, what happened is that they're on the internet, on YouTube, and because YouTube thinks I like Doctor Who, it keeps giving me these clips from these whiny white nerd guys, these guys that probably never kissed a woman. Someday that day will come. Someday your princess will come. And they're just the most crass, mean, idiotic, the Doctor can't ever be a woman. It's a fictional frickin' TV show, you idiot. You could make the Doctor whatever you want. God, it's that kind of thinking that would prevent a Doctor Who from ever being made in the first place on this planet. Because the stupid white jerks, males, that complain. I just want to line them all up in one row and just slap them with my hand, going across them rather quickly, maybe with a fish even, because that would be very Monty Pythonian.
It's only a wafer thin.
Yeah, I couldn't eat another thing. I'm absolutely stuffed. Bugger horse.
By the way, when I play those, that gives me enough time to run over and grab something that I was missing. So I just ran over and grabbed that the Google News defaults to a personalized feed of stories picked for you. But you can still access top news stories on the Headlines tab. Thank you, Google, for showing me what I need to see. Thank you, Google, for spoon-feeding me everything I ever need to know. Oh, wait, you mean you don't want me to see that? Don't look at that. Look away. Thank you, Google, for telling me to look away. Great googly moogly. Stupid Google. And then they got hacked. And then now they're getting rid of Google Plus. So I have a Google Plus account. I'm not ashamed to say. I signed up for a Google Plus account back in the day. And the fact that it got hacked, I don't even give a crap. Because first off, just assume in this world, everything you have has been hacked. What do you have online? What do you need? You need change your passwords regularly. You know that. Change it. And do it in such a way that you can remember. I don't have any other password advice. Change them. But the thing is that, and don't make them easy. Don't make them easy to guess. And use the uppercase, lowercase, do the little, whatever these signs are on top of the numbers on the keyboard. Those things. Use those a lot, is what I have to say. And numbers. But yeah, the Google Plus, I had one of those from way back. And now they're going to get rid of Google Plus. I remember actually someone who's celebrating a wedding today. They got married on 10-10-10. Okay? And this person particularly loved Google a lot. And she worked for them. And she was, Google Plus is going to beat Facebook. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. Ever. Oh my God. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. And yeah, well, so she quit Google because she didn't like the Bay Area. And so there you go. That's the end of that story. Did you enjoy it? Let's put a little bow on that. But she got married on 10-10-10. And now today she'll have been married, 8 years. Wow. Good for her. Applause. But there was everything she ever said, this woman that I knew, who was a friend of a friend, I was always very skeptical of what she said. I mean, sometimes she could be the nicest person, but other times you could go, wait a minute, I don't think what you're saying is, have you even thought about what you're saying? And that's what we need to do, is think about what they're, and I don't care what a lot of people are saying. What am I saying? What I was saying was that the wonderful podcast known as The Daily by the New York Times, I did not listen today because they decided, we shall, instead of bringing you a show where we look into something and have news reporters that we talk to, we're just going to go the lazy way and get 5 people, sit them down and ask them questions. Just random people on the street. Now, in the world of news, did you know that in the world of news, journalists hate the man on the street thing, or the person on the street is what I know it should be called. Legitimately. And there, by the way, is someone that I know who's saying legit too much. Legitimately. Legit. In a 5-minute conversation, she used it 3 billion times. And I thought, maybe you might be in a legit loop. You need to quit saying legit. For example, I say a lot, but what she said, she was saying, oh yeah, that podcast legitimately needs to not put people on to talk about stuff. Legitimately. Legitly, that's legit to quit. So quit with the legit is what I'm saying. Or just pick another fun word to say other than legit. What would be a synonym to legit? I honestly believe that. I think it's tantamount that we pay attention to this topic. What have you. So what that is the podcast picture today is of the beautiful, clear Half Moon Bay on Friday. I showed you I was going to post a picture of Basil at Half Moon Bay recently, but it ended up being a picture from a year ago. And you can see that at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now I have a picture from this past Friday where he was still having some issues with his back paw hurting a lot. So he was having issues walking. So you see he's trying to get to the sandpipers, but not quite getting to them. But we had a wonderful day on the beach, and he was smiling. I'll post a picture probably tomorrow of us sitting together all smiling. He had this big dog smile on his face at the beach. Even though he couldn't quite run. My lovely lady friend said to me, you totally rode off your dog yesterday. You were acting like he is dead. No, he's not. He's got a lot of kick in him, and he showed me that when I got home yesterday. He was running around. It was great. As we watched Monty Python. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Legitimately. So watch out for the legit loop. And enjoy the podcast picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. What else can I tell you as I stand outside here today with you? Let's see. Why do they do these commercials for people over 75 to invest in Bitcoin? I have no idea. I avoid the Bitcoin. I'm afraid of the Bitcoin. I know some of you are all into it, and some of you have lost a lot of money with it, but meanwhile, we here in California are still pushing. We still believe in net neutrality. We still believe that a cable company shouldn't charge you more if you want a faster internet speed. Whereas our president does not believe that, so our president is suing us. And it's fun how California, under Jerry Brown, will hopefully have this sort of thing going on with Gavin Newsom. I think we should. I know the rest of the country hates Jerry Brown, and they call him things like whatever the moon unit. What was it? Moon puppy? Moon salad? Whatever that term was for Jerry Brown, which was ridiculous. The guy came back for a whole he had 2 terms in the beginning, Then this long time he wasn't in office, or wasn't governor. He was mayor of Oakland for a while. He did a bunch of other government positions, and then got back to being governor again. And people go, oh man, I can't stand Jerry Brown. Yeah, he raised our taxes. That sucks. But we were in... People forget, when Mr. Schwarzenegger left, he left us with a big old deficit. We were not very happy at that point. So...
I'll be back.
No! That better not happen again. I mean, he's a great guy. He's... Overall, except for the fact that he may have had a bunch of Me Too things that he was involved with. But... Yeah. Okay, never mind. No Arnold for governor, for sure. But... Back to Jerry Brown. So he's saying, look, as California goes, so goes the rest of the country. Now, we'll see if that happens, but at least we're taking a stand. 5th biggest economy in the world. We're going to say things. We're going to say, hey, no, we're not going to drop all our regulations and make the environment worse. They're already saying Hurricane Michael, the wind speed on Tuesday was 110, now it's up to 140 miles per hour. By the time you hear this, it will have made landfall and caused all kinds of devastation. Oh, it's terrible. And the Florida Panhandle has this beautiful area, beautiful coastline, beautiful little resorts where you can sit down at a restaurant on the beach and drink your favorite beverage and eat a bunch of fried food and have a wonderful time and run on the beach and enjoy the warm water. Well, that's going to be all devastated by the end of today, and it's so sad. And we need to keep a check on the environment. That was that. Who did the study yesterday? I don't have that in front of me, but that was a study about some scientists did that said, you know what? It's worse than you think. The levels are going to be our environment. We're putting our environment into serious jeopardy. Oh, but don't worry about any of these signs, says the president. Deregulate, 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 he says. On that positive note, I think I'm legitimately done. Legitly. Watching old people trying to text is the cutest thing. During the whole Kavanaugh hearings and debacle and controversy, and you see the C-SPAN would have a camera still going on some of the people standing in the Capitol and the Rotunda, and you see all these old guys trying to fiddle around with their smartphones. It's the funniest thing. They're so cute as they're drooling on their smartphones. So cute. I want to put a little bib on you.
Jeez, I'm going crazy out there at the lake.
Hey, man, I'm 91 years old. Got that? I deserve a little respect from you, my buddy.
Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Have a great day. That was episode 1721. 1721 FF episode 1721.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!